Bullying. We've all played our hand in it, and we've all been a victim of it. I don't know one person that does not have any kind of experience of bullying and or being bullied. So in this segment of life lessons, I want to go over the movie The Gift because I feel like that best interprets what the future will hold if your past comes back to haunt you from bullying. So let's get into it. Welcome to another Life Lessons.
It's on the ice, you see.
See what happens when you poison other people's minds with ideas.
There's always a point in your life where you sit back and think about your childhood, your teenage years, your adult years, your young adult years. And often the most thing that comes up is points of your life where you were bullied. And for the most part, being bullied is always going to be a thing that is going to happen because unfortunately, in this world, we all just can't get along. Everybody has different reasons on being a bully and the fact that they are being bullied.
Because he could. Simon was a bully. He had a real mean streak, and Gordo was a target. One of the weak kids. He made this whole thing up, and it basically ruined Gordo's life.
Bullying doesn't just lead to a person feeling bad on the inside. Because on the other hand, when you are doing the bullying, here's the gift. You feel good on the inside for that moment. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory on how I used to be bullied. I'm mixed. I'm half black, half German. My grandfather brought my grandmother over from Germany, from the war, and that's how our family tree got started. The thing that with me being half black, when I was in school, I never really felt like I fit in. Around black people, around my black friends who I hung out with and who I grew up with, I tried to fit in with them. So at that particular time, I wanted to think that I was all black, that I didn't have just the caramel skin tone. I was that, yo, I'll do anything to prove myself. I'll do this, I'll do that. Because in school, I got bullied because kids used to ask me, hey, yo, Nick, yeah, what's up, man? Hey, man, where you get them shoes, man? Why you wearing Converses, man? It's all about Jordans. Why you got them Dr. J's on? Yo, let me see that shirt real quick. Is that a real Tommy Hilfiger? Oh, let me check your tags. Nah, you ain't checking my tags, man. But my mom couldn't afford all of those luxuries. But being bullied and picked on in school, I just always felt like I was never enough. So it just got to the point where I was tired of being tag checked and I was tired of doing everything I could to try to fit in with the white side and then doing everything I could to prove myself to fit in with the black side. And I just decided that I'm gonna be me. And that's where I started to turn the hands because when I went to freshman, I had a little bit of money. I had my life together, or so I thought. I did things to get that money, and at that point, I wasn't really ashamed of it. I talked about it right here. And I talked about the downfalls of what I did in order to not be tag checked, to know that, yeah, this is Nautica. What you know about this? Yeah, these are Timberland boots, but I don't wear those anymore. I wear ACGs now. I mean, just everything. Everything just came to fruition when I had the money. So then in turn, I would find that target and look at somebody and be like, oh, yo, my man, look at this, yo. He ain't even got the Air Force Ones on, man. Come on, man, it's the first day of school. You ain't fresh? What you got them ripped up jeans for? Look at you. You look like a bum. That was me. I, in turn, started doing the bullying. So for that moment, that was the gift. I felt good because I wasn't the one being picked on. I was the one picking on somebody. And then my past came to haunt me because one day I got a tap on the shoulder. I turn around and wham! Didn't even like click in my head what the hell just happened. Wasn't expecting it at all. But these are the consequences of picking on somebody. So it was my turn to pay the piper.
Look, we were just kids. We didn't realize how crazy this whole thing would get. We did have a chance to stop it. Simon could have told the truth, but he didn't. I mean, the bullying, the kids beating on him, and stuff like, what happened with Gordo and his dad? I don't know what that does to a person.
Next thing you know, I look up and it's a kid I used to make fun of. Not gonna mention his name, but he knocked me out. I blacked out. And I got up and I was just like,
I wanted to apologize things that happened back at school, about how I might not have treated you so well.
and he was like, that was for picking on me in school because I never let that down. I could never let that down. It ate at my emotion. Now, we're early 20s at this point when I seen him in the future. And I never knew that that was going to take a toll on me. And you know, I've even done it recently. I deleted the video, but I went on a little rant and I called out somebody, and I had several people warn me, and only one person gave me a real fine advice, and it came to fruition. What I did a couple of months ago is now haunting me today. Some people will sit there and make videos about bullying and then go in turn and bully. Well, for me, those days are over. I don't act like I'm better than anybody else. I can't act like I'm better than anybody else because even the biggest celebrity, even the biggest hip hop artist or the biggest musician or comedian, they all went through some sort of bullying, and you're not alone. Sometimes when you're bullying and you're looking at other people in a negative light, that's just a reflection of the negativity that you see in yourself. Now, as for me, I would like to say that, you know, I wish I could be that person that could stand up here and say, I never bullied anybody. I never, you know, but that was me bullying that person was a reflection of that person that was bullying me, getting on me about my clothes and getting on me about, hey, Nick, are you going to hail Hitler today? Or are you going to be a Black Panther today? Because that was how they looked at me. I had my own great uncle. He wrote my mom a letter, true story, back in the 90s. Now, he moved from, you know, where we were living in Massachusetts down to the South, and he became a KKK member. Yeah, I had an uncle, don't even know, or great uncle, but I don't even know where he is this day, nor do I really care. But he wrote my mom a letter back in the early 90s that literally said that I was a disgrace to the family, that I had mixed blood in me, meaning that my mom chose to be with a black guy and bring me into the world, and that was the problem with the world today. Now, when I mean he wrote a letter, he literally wrote out a hand letter because this was back before the internet days and all of that stuff. And I remember my mom didn't tell me about the letter, and then I found it one day, and that letter literally struck me as him saying that he wanted to kill me and then kill my mom for mixing our bloodline. Now, I don't know if you've ever read something like that that somebody has directed at you, but instead of like me questioning it, I just looked at it as, well, maybe he's mad because he can't catch a tan like I can. Or maybe he's mad because in the long run, I'm going to be somebody because I'm going to make myself successful regardless if I have the help or not. And sometimes it is so easy to think that if I manipulate and lie and make up a lie.
Let him go. Come on.
You're the one who cheated me out of the job. I fucking know it was you, mother. Hey! You fabricated all that shit. Admit it. I lost my job because of you, you lying asshole.
To basically push somebody else out of the way and kind of bully myself into this whole YouTube thing or this whole Instagram thing, because nowadays everything's about likes and clicks and love me and love me. And if you're not a part of something, you don't feel like you're a part of anything. So in turn, with me underlining being bullied as of right now, I look at it as I'm different. And I think Nas said it best when he said, people fear what they don't understand and hate what they can't conquer. So no matter how much bullying is done to me nowadays, I just never mind it, because I have to stay in that mind state. Because if I let my little guy see that being bullied bothers me, then in turn it's going to bother him when he goes to school. You know, I had a friend in middle school and they used to make fun of him, and I was the one that would kind of shield him, and I would like fight battles for him, and I would do whatever I could in my power to really like try to get people off of him and make fun of me, because I knew the personal problems that he had at home that nobody else knew. So in turn, I took all that and I let the kids bully me to lay off of him. If he comes across this video, he'll know who I'm talking about, because we are friends on other social networks. And I'm not going to say his name because it's not any of y'all's business. But just remember, for every time you go out to bully somebody or you talk behind somebody's back, which is just another form of bullying, or you lie on them to push yourself to get a better promotion or get them out of a certain kind of scene or to get them hated, just remember, when it comes to bullying, what goes around comes around, and in the end, you might be the one who's really torn on the inside.
Do him a favor. This guy had a bad track record.
Look, Simon, it kills me to be calling you today of all days, but I
Kevin,
had to
listen
warn
to
you.
me.
They know the stuff about Danny was fabricated. They want your office cleaned out by the end of the week. Jesus, what a
Anyways, this has been another life lesson to the youth. Please stop the bullying. Let's all stop the bullying. You got kids, young kids that are killing themselves because of internet bullying, cyber bullying. Because even though they say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt, deep down inside, words do hurt, especially when you bring up somebody's imperfections, somebody's handicaps, or you might feel bad about yourself, so you have to project that on somebody else. And that's just a miserable way to live life. So remember, like my buddies over at Geeks and Flicks say,
till then, I'm your host, Alex Figueroa, and that is
Nate from Netflix Reviews.
be awesome to each other and geek out.
and let's stop the bullying. These are just my thoughts, my stories. And if you have any kind of issue or anything, DM me on Instagram. I will leave a link down below. I'll also flash a link right here. Bullying is never okay. And like I said, while it feels good, in the long run, it's not going to feel good if you have a conscience, a soul, or a good heart.
Going anywhere?